Mona Eltahawy, Headscarves and Hymens, Why the Middle East Needs a Sexual Revolution. Get ready to explore the challenges Arab women face in the fight for sexual revolution with Headscarves and Hymens, by Mona Eltahawy. The book summary delves into the cultural norms and practices in conservative Islamic societies that contribute to the oppression of women. Whether veiling, preserving a woman's hymen, or facing sexual harassment, women in the Arab world are subjected to numerous forms of control. Understand the complex ways in which silence emerges between different groups, and learn about the courageous Arab feminists who are breaking these barriers, demanding change, and sparking hope for future generations.
The power of silence. Arab women remain silent to avoid embarrassing their communities while Westerners shy away from critiquing what is seen as misogynistic behavior. The author believes that it takes a tremendous amount of courage for an Arab feminist to fight for women's rights and admit that Muslim society is inherently misogynistic. On the other hand, many Western liberals stay silent on Arab women's rights issues because they want to respect other ways of life, supporting cultural relativism. The author criticizes them for their tacit support of the conservative aspects of Arab societies and their failure to address Arab women's secondary status in society. Arab feminists throughout history have summoned the courage to raise their voices, and the author is following in their footsteps. Unveiling the Veil. The religious and personal motivations behind Arab women's choice to wear the veil, and how social and religious norms make it difficult for women to make their own choices. Born into a wealthy family in Saudi Arabia, the author was able to choose whether or not to veil or risk facing severe consequences, such as social stigma, lashing, or imprisonment. The book details the two types of veils in Arab culture, the hijab, which covers the head and chest, and the niqab, which covers head, chest, and face. Quran and Hadith interpretations instruct women to cover themselves fully, except the face and hands, making a woman who chooses to veil herself appear pious, modest, and respectful. While the veil's primary motivation is religious belief, it's personal for some women, too. Some see it as a way to gain freedom in male-dominated societies where women are often shamed or blamed. Others use it to protect themselves from sexual harassment. Nonetheless, the veil isn't an option for most Arab women, making it an oppressive tradition that needs to change. Custom outweighs women's rights in many Arab societies, and even more damaging is preserving the woman's hymen for her wedding night. The cultural obsession with hymens and female genital mutilation. Arab culture's obsession with female virginity results in the harmful practice of female genital mutilation, FGM. The cultural stigma of a broken hymen before marriage causes many families to perform FGM on their daughters to protect their hymens. FGM, however, does not decrease female sexual desire and leads to physical complications such as bleeding, infection, infertility, and even death. This cultural practice is not religious and is considered a human rights violation by the United Nations and the WHO. Plight of Arab women. Women living in Arab countries face constant threats of abuse, both in their homes and in public spaces. Sexual harassment and assault are pervasive, and victims are often left with no recourse for justice. Domestic violence is also widespread, and religious laws and cultural norms fail to protect women or punish perpetrators. The situation is dire, with little hope for change in the near future. Arab women demand change. Despite the limitations imposed by Sharia law and gender-biased social norms, Arab women are stepping up and fighting for their rights. The Saudi Arabian government handed control of domestic policies to conservative state clerics, further entrenching women's subordination. However, activists like Wajeha al-Huwader and Manal al-Sharif are using the internet to mobilize support for their campaigns. Al-Huwader's online push to lift the ban on women playing sports led to the inclusion of female members on the Saudi Olympic team in 2012. Al-Sharif's online video of herself driving a car sparked a nationwide movement to overturn the ban on women driving. These protests reveal the desire of Arab women to participate fully in society and shatter the myth that they are not ready for change. Arab feminism. Arab women, such as Huda Sha'rawi, have been fighting for equal rights since 1923. During the Arab Spring, women participated in protests against their oppressive governments but faced sexual violence from both authority figures and fellow protesters. Women in Syria and Egypt were raped, and a woman was gang-raped in Cairo's Tahrir Square in 2014. Women's rights groups and initiatives put pressure on the government to stop sexual violence. However, Arab women continue to fight for equal rights and social change. Sex education is a positive step towards addressing sexual violence. People must speak up against sexual violence and take a stand in whatever way they can.
In Headscarves and Hymens, Mona Eltahawy sheds light on the struggles, courage, and resilience of Arab women under the pressure of conservative Islamic societies. The book's summary reveals the harsh realities that exist beneath the veil, the policing of women's sexuality, and the rampant sexual harassment and abuse Arab women face. Through the stories of brave feminists and their fight for equality, Eltahawy calls upon the need for comprehensive sex education and concerted efforts to put an end to these oppressive practices. Ultimately, the fight for a sexual revolution in the Middle East serves as a reminder of the power of speaking up, standing together, and pursuing change, both on the streets and across various platforms.